Hey, welcome back. And in this video, we'll discuss our first module language construct and chapter 3. In this chapter 3, we will discuss more about null coalescing operator and how it works we understand through the sample code. So let's get started here. So I have chapter 3 null operator here, you can see, and we can click on the program file. So in this program file, as you can see here, I already created one function with log string. So here we are passing one string values, and that we are checking inside that if string is null, we can console no string value, and it is not null, then we can print the string value what we will pass it here. And here we are calling this function, now you can see, and test string and null. So let's start here. So right click again, open terminal here, and let's run .NET run command and see what will be the output here. Okay, so as you can see here, when we say .NET run command here, and in the first method when we call, so we are passing test string value here. So that test value is going here, and this is not null, so we just print here. You can see here, and second one will pass null. Then we'll see here, this is no string value. Okay, so okay, now you can see here how the null collision operator will work here. So I'm going to create one function here. So you can say log string string operator, that is the function name, and here I'm going to pass one string parameter. I can use the same way here and here. So you can say let's report right line. So dot right line, and here I'm trying to print the string, but in this case if this string is null or not null, based on that we can say, okay, if it's null, should print no string value. So now you can see here how this null operator work here. So okay, so this value totally depends on this value, the first value what we are going to pass. If this value is not null, then console.writeLine return the same value what we are passing. But in second scenario, if suppose the string value is null, what happened, that null operator understand, okay, this is null value, just return the right hand value, this one. Okay, so we can see here, I'm going to call this null string operator with some valid values, and valid values is Rajesh. Okay, and we can call the same method and we can pass null here. Okay, and I'm going to comment out previous one because I'm trying to avoid so many console log here. Okay, so here console.writeLine here. Okay, so now you can say .NET run command. When try to run .NET run command in our terminal, okay, sorry, my bad. You can see here, okay, just ignore this warning because this warning is there because I'm using this method, but I'm not I declare this method, but I'm not going to use anywhere, so that's why this warning. Okay, just like is declared but never used, so just avoid that one. Okay, so you can see here when I'm passing purchase as a part of this method. Now you can see this is not null value because we are passing some valid values. So this value will return here. But when we pass the null value, you can say here null. If this is null, then pass the right hand value. So this is the way how the double question mark operator work here to return of values. Okay, and we can also handle the exception here at right hand side. So I'm just going to copy paste same thing from here, to here. Okay, and I will just comment this line to avoid so many consoles. And here I can say log string exception. Okay, exception. Okay, and I just copy this method it here. Okay. Now what I can see here, instead of passing this value, suppose what happened when we have uh, the string value is null. In that case, we handle it at right hand side, because right hand side value we are basically passing it, right. So I can say throw new argument exception, and here I can pass some values, right. The string, let's say cannot be null, cannot be null. So in message you can write and try to run. Oh, sorry, I'm back. Okay, so now I'm trying to hit the command .NET run command. Okay, and see what will be the output. Now you can see here, when I'm passing the valid values bridges, that is perfectly fine. But here you can say when I'm passing null value, we are throwing exception, like the string cannot be null. And here you can see the exception, the string cannot be a null. And here we can create some method and all and handle this null value gracefully here. Okay, so this is the way how the double question mark operator, that is called like the null coalescing operator. Okay. Now you can see here we have a double question mark with equal sign. So that basically we use it when we have a null value. Then how we can define some default values here. So I'll show you an example here. So I'm going to create one variable name, and I say name value is null. Okay, so what happened, we can see here, if name is null, so this will check basically the values of your left hand side. So when we say double question mark means the checking values from the left hand side is the name, and we say equal to is equal to basically used for assigning the value. So here we can say Brajesh. So, so dot right line name. What happened here? So when the name is null, this is the default value what we want to assign. Okay, and this is not null, then what will happen? Let's see here. Okay, so now again, just clear command and .NET run command. Now you can see here. Oh, sorry, my bad. Okay, when I we can. Oh, sorry. I'm going to comment out these things just to avoid so many console here. Okay, so now I'm running one more time .NET run command. Now you can see here, just avoid this warning, because this warning is there because we declare some method but never use it. So avoid this one. So now you can see here this name variable is here, right? So when I say variable is null, then this double question mark, they check, okay, this value is null. What happened next? Equal sign is assigning the value. So now we assign this values default value bridges to this variable, and here is the output of bridges. But we can see here, What will happen if we are passing some valid value, right? So today is Sunday. So I have variable name and here I'm assigning the value. Today is Sunday. This is not null. And when this value is not null, this value is not going to assign to this variable because this value assigned only and only case of null. Let's see what will be the output here. As you can see here, today is Sunday. So this is the valid value. What we can see here. So this is the way how you can use a null coalescing operator here. See you next video. Until then, embrace the joy of learning.